Okay, so I'm sure a bunch of you people are wondering how I can get this mower to do 62 miles an hour. Well, first off, I pulley swapped it. See, that's the transmission pulley there. It's like a 3-inch. And then I put 5-inch on the engine so that if you understand pulley swaps and stuff like that, you'd know what I'm talking about. So that makes all these gears in here spin faster. And then to go faster, to go even faster, I put a bigger gear there, and I put a smaller gear there. Basically the same as pulley swapping it, but just changing gears. This thing right here used to be the sprocket for reverse. This thing would shift all the way back. Those little squares would lock into this thing, and there used to be a sprocket there and a chain that would make you back up, but I had to get rid of that so I could slide that gear on and weld it. See some welds under there. So yeah, I just put a bigger gear there and a smaller gear there, and it makes this axle assembly here go way faster. And basically this gear swap here makes it go faster than you could ever go pulley swapping it. I mean, I could go even bigger on the engine and get more speed out of it. And I can also put a bigger gear there and a smaller gear there and go even faster. So 62 is definitely not the max. But this transmission is very heavy duty. Well, for a lawnmower at least. It's got 4 shift keys. Well, it's a lot of gray, metallic, oil, metal shavings in it. But there's 4 shift keys in there. This collar right there, it slides little things in that lock your gears up. See if you can slide it out and show you. They're on there pretty good, actually. I'll actually show you this way. So I just take that, slide that off there, slide that right there, take this bushing off, and you can see right in there those little things. There's a little bit of slop in there, but there's 4 of them. Can't see the other one, but they just slide inside these gears here and lock it up on the shaft. And if you notice, those are actually steel cut gears, heavy duty steel, not cheap crap steel. So looks like they put a little bit of effort into making this, but you can see those little triangle pieces there, which aren't actually too bad. So yeah, that's basically how you would make your mower go faster. Now this gear swap mod you can do to that transmission. I've done it to that. That's like a 920 or 915 or whatever. Peerless. That transmission I don't think you can do it to. That's a foot. I'm sure there's a way you could do it to that, and I'm sure there's also a way to do it to that transmission too. Actually, for this transmission, this is an 820. Yeah, 820 parts. This transmission you can actually buy legit gears to make you go faster, instead of just welding gears on and such. But I would recommend doing it to a transmission that at least has these 4 shift keys. If not, you're just gonna end up blowing your shift keys, blowing gears out. Actually, this transmission you can gear it up pretty easily. But if you got 2 shift keys, that's what you're gonna end up with. That was after like a month of riding it, only at 30 miles an hour. But all the gears in this are heavy duty steel rather than cheap steel like that gear there and that gear there. But I also recommend leaving your diff unlocked. You can see the diff in there working. Just so it's puts less stress on your gears there. Also, so you can do massive one tire fire burnouts, which is always fun. So, and you can actually tell that this transmission has bearings in it. It's a ball bearing right there. I think there's another one there and another one on each axle, so that's pretty sweet. So I'm gonna get this thing cleaned up. I have another one of those so I can weld another gear to it so I can go even faster. And this gear actually just slides right on. All I gotta do is add a spacer and a couple washers so it doesn't flop around. But there you go, that's how I do 62. And you also want to check your input gear. Those with these doing these gear mods, those input gears they take a beating. You want to make sure that they're not stripped out or nothing. Also another thing you might want to do is add a gas pedal. So you know, you can kind of shift it like a car, because you don't want to mess with the hand throttle. Dual pipes. This is a V-twin, obviously, not a 16 OHV. But also another thing you want to do is add this bungee here to hold your clutch back, because I have 3 pretty strong clutch springs and it still slips in 5th gear. So I had to add that bungee, and it still slips a little bit, but not as bad. So yeah, that's about it, guys. So yeah, I want to like, share, and subscribe.